it's good.
You're listening to Polished Woman, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to Polished Woman. Here we are again. I'm Jessica Rodriguez-Bonavas, your host, and my guest for today, she's very, very dear to my heart. She's a close person to my heart, and I'm so happy. It took me a while. I wanted to guest her for the longest time. And she's finally here. She's speaking out. Gina, I call her Mama Gina Tucci.
That's who I am. Good. It's so much fun to be here. I've been watching your show, and I enjoy it so much. So I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you so much. You must be all wondering, okay, why is Jessica guesting Mama Gina? Well, guess what?
What?
Okay, our topic for today is finding love again. It's like getting your groove back, woman. Okay, first of all, I'm going to do my intro, okay? We live in a world where so much of finding a relationship is dictated by swiping potential matches on a screen or letting our friends set us up. And while sometimes these methods work, I think it's important to remember that they aren't the only ones. Now, Mama Gina has been single after her lovely husband passed away, has been single for 30 years. After 30 years, she found love again. And that is special, right? I mean, for me, that's the reason why I have her here. How can you find love again? And there's a lot of women out there who would say, oh no, I'm never gonna find anybody that will fit my blah 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 whatever, or it's impossible to find the right person for me, right?
Well, it's very true. And you know, you do go out with a lot of dogs, I must say. Matter of fact, my son, my wonderful son Max,
Max is here. He's our producer.
Matched me up with someone who had a motorcycle at the age of 85, and here I am, 75. I couldn't see myself riding a motorcycle, not at that age.
No, but who else? You told me a story about some guy that brought you to Greece or something.
Oh, well, that was another story. Well, that was a long time ago. That didn't happen just yesterday. But anyway, this motorcycle guy, you know, who wants to be on a motorcycle at your age? You have to watch your hair and your eyebrows, and your eyelashes might fall off. And another thing is you might fall off, which in a few days he did, and broke ribs. So I and my son, the only way I'll go on a motorcycle is if there's a sidecar. And I said, no, that's out. And so that was goodbye to that.
Yeah.
And then you go out with these other creeps. Their breath smells, or they smell. Or you know, it's like, who needs that? I was very happy and very content. Well, not true, but sort of content.
Yeah.
You know, you do get lonely, and
That's true.
It is. It's very difficult sometimes. You know, you have your children, but they have their lives, and then you know you say to yourself, well, what am I going to do? You know, you have girlfriends, but you can't go to bed with them unless you know.
I know, unless they just do something to you or use your vibrator. Right, Mama Gina?
Well, if you want a confession, I never used a vibrator.
Wait, never? For
Never.
30 years?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, well, I know there's something about a warm body. You know, you want that body, that warmth, and it doesn't matter if you have a climax or not. It's just having that warmth, and a vibrator doesn't give that to you. So
it's different. I know, because a lot of, like, I hear this from women. They're like, oh, I actually wrote this. Was one of my advice. I don't need a man. I don't need anybody to make me happy. I don't need a man or love. Love is bullshit. You know, like, you hear that a couple of times.
Oh, they're lying.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
right?
please. I mean, who would want to have a... No, I mean, you do want to have someone in your life, even if it's just someone to take you out to dinner, you know, that kind of a thing. I just finished reading an interesting book, and somebody gave it to me, and I don't recall who it was, and it was The Last Dance, and it was about a couple.
You told me that. Yeah.
There was about, well, she was 80 and he was 90 when they met. And when I first opened the book up a few years ago, I said, that's not me. I'm not going to read this book. Oh, no way. I'm not interested. And lo and behold,
You did.
and I did, because there I am at 75.
Did you ever think that this would ever happen in your life? Like this guy would come into your life and just like,
No.
change everything?
No, actually I didn't. I sort of said, well, I'm 75. A younger man is impossible. And a very old man is also impossible. Well, that's what I thought until I reunited.
Souls at night.
And there was a wonderful, wonderful movie that actually, before I met this wonderful, well, I didn't meet him. I've known him for over 35
Yeah,
years.
can you talk about him? I want you to talk about him. Like how did you, after 30 years, how did you decide, okay, I want to give it a try, with this man?
Well, it sort of happened by accident, but I have to back up a little bit because we were neighbors in Greenwich, Connecticut. I was married, he was married, and we always got together. We always had a lot of fun, and I always had a secret crush on him. Yeah, I really did. I mean, as a matter of fact, we were at a cocktail party, and both of our spouses were around, and I said to him, would you like to go to bed with me?
No! Yes! Wait! Oh my God!
I must have had a few martinis.
Oh my God!
And he said, I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what to say. And he said, your husband is behind you and my wife is behind me. And I'm going, oh my God. She's asking me to go to bed. It's Connecticut.
Oh!
But anyway, I saw a movie recently that kind of encouraged me, and I think that, you should see this movie. It's with Jane Fonda and Robert Redford. I don't know if you saw it, Our Souls at Night. And it's about an older couple, and they're widowed. They live in Colorado. I won't, just a little bit synopsis. And,
I want to watch this.
And she calls him over, and she invites him, and they're having coffee, and she said, would you want to sleep with me? And yeah, just like that. But she says, oh, no sex. I'm just so lonely. I just want to have a body in bed.
Oh.
And when I saw that, I thought, how many women would love to say that,
Yeah.
Maybe no sex, but just to have the companionship.
Yeah.
Or
just someone that you can hold or
Yes.
talk to before you
and
close
say
your
good
eyes
night and
say
give him a
good
kiss
night.
or whatever, I mean, it's so wonderful, and
Yeah.
and actually I'm very happy that I'm enjoying this right now. And more.
How did you know that you were ready again, Ma'am? I mean, because 30 years, and you said you've dated after that, but then nobody really,
No.
touched your heart.
No.
And up to now, was it because you had that past, with him before that you easily gave up, into
Well, yes, there is a
comfortable
comfort
part of it,
zone, but
yeah.
don't forget I didn't see him for so many years.
Yeah.
And I mean, we talked
Wait,
to one another.
Did you make sure first that the wife, there's no wife or they're divorced or
Well,
whatever?
no. Well,
Yeah.
we talked over the years because our birthdays are in March.
Okay.
So we would call each other, and I would talk to his wife because we were very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then a friend of mine called me about 2 years ago, and she said to me, his wife died. So.
Were you like,
no, I didn't know. No, actually, no. It never came into my mind that I would be,
Yeah.
Anyway, and then he calls me, and he lived in Paris, and he said he's moving back to Laguna.
Yeah.
And my son was in L.A. and living here, and I came to visit my son.
Yes.
And I called him. And he said, come for lunch. So I went for lunch, and it was just a very platonic, we kissed on each cheek and had a wonderful lunch. And that was it, as far as I was concerned.
What But was that the moment when you realized that you clicked with this other person?
Well, we always clicked,
Yeah.
but it's kind of strange because after so many years and being older, you don't know how you're going to function.
Okay, let's get there. Can we get there? You mentioned the function. Okay, so after that whole date, this is the first thing that I asked Mama Gina. So how was the sex part? I mean, okay, Mama Gina, you said you were single for 30 years. You never used vibrator. So how was it? Her vagina must have closed.
I wouldn't know.
Mama Gina, you have to buy my vagina wash.
I've been waiting for it.
It's gonna moisturize the stone.
She read your book.
Huh?
Talk about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah, my book.
Yeah.
Date like a girl, marry like a woman.
Every woman, every girl should read this.
Talk about the audio.
Oh my God, the audio was so wonderful. My son put it on in the car, and I was mesmerized. I was just like, oh, I love it. Oh, Rolando Watts was unbelievable.
Yeah, Rolanda did my
Oh.
audiobook. She's amazing, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be available soon, and I'll let you know.
Oh, honestly, have to get it. It's like, what do you want? The first thing for Christmas is the book.
Yes. Mama Gina. If Mama Gina read the book and she had fun, you will
You will
have
love it.
fun. So let's go back to that question. Yeah.
Well, I live in a 55 plus community, which I won't mention where or whatever.
Yeah.
But, we have all these stories. We have like one woman comes down around 4:45 and we call it happy hour because she turns on the jets in the pool.
Yeah.
Guess what?
And what?
Sits in front of it.
And then my other friend, oh God, I hope they don't hear this. And my other friend, she lay down on the floor in the shower and she used the big jets on her. And the problem was the shower head. But the problem was that she couldn't get up. And she's going, help, and nobody could hear her. I said to them, there's an easy way to do it.
What is that way?
And she said, I had to roll over and grab a hold of something to get up. Oh, God.
Oh my God. So wait, are they do they have partners as well?
No, they don't have partners. That's why they
shower is the partner.
get a very strong shower head. And make sure you can get up. And the funniest thing is that I told my son this story.
Yeah.
So about a month later, I go, Max, I really have to replace my shower head. And he looks at me, he goes, really?
Mama Gina, she has to have her own show.
Oh no. And then a month after that, I said, I have to shave my legs, and it's so much nicer to sit in the shower. So I'm buying myself a bench. So Max goes, oh, shower and bench.
Wait, so, okay. So how was it sleeping with him on the first night? I want to know.
Well,
because it's true. Like after being single, sometimes I've spoken to like women who have been single for like 5 years or 3 years without having sex. They're like, I don't know if I can kiss again. I don't know if I can even like do it again. It's like, and you're 30 years, Mama Gina.
Well, the most important thing was trying to find a sexy nightgown, which don't exist. They're all flannels or whatever.
Flannels? Oh no, that's not sexy at all.
No, and a hoodie. I mean, I see, like my daughter's younger friends, they all go to bed with hoodies and sweatshirts.
Yeah.
And I go, how does a man approach that when it
Yeah.
says, like something on the front, something nasty?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was the problem. I couldn't find a nice nightgown, and I'm still looking for one. But then I discovered.
Okay, help Mama Gina to find a nice
No,
nightgown.
I don't need one now.
Oh my God! She really got her groove back. Okay.
He got his groove back.
Oh my God!
The ultimate polished
Oh
woman.
my God! Yeah. No, seriously, she is the ultimate polished woman. Look at her. She looks amazing. She looks beautiful. And guess what? This guy that she's dating right now, she's like so spoiled, right?
Oh,
I mean,
completely.
he treats her like a queen, like a princess. Like he
Yeah.
sends you tickets.
Oh, I get first class
takes care of
tickets.
you. Yeah,
We go
first
out
class
to dinner
ticket.
every night, and we have
Yeah.
a driver.
Yeah.
And-
And then, her breakfast.
Your
Tell me
peach
your
story.
story. Yeah.
What's-
Your peach story.
My peach story.
What is your speech? Well, yeah, what is that peach story?
One peaches.
Oh, I wanted peaches so badly. And he goes, okay, don't worry. So he called the driver and he disappeared. And I'm going, oh, what happened to him? He comes back with a whole bag full of beautiful peaches for me. Now, tell me.
No.
Very sweet. And then if I say I
that
want
is so
something, he'll get it
sweet.
for me.
And,
know?
and then he wakes up early in the morning and makes her coffee.
That's right. I have him trained well from day one.
This is the ultimate polish woman, you guys. I mean, how can you? It's crazy that people would say, there's nobody there out for me. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna die alone. I'm gonna be, don't say that. Every single, I feel, and it's going to be every single person in this world have their own partners, and you have that, and it's out there, right?
Yes, well, I've been very lucky and very fortunate. I
Yeah.
really have been, and I'm very, grateful that we do get along very well, because I don't want to get into any fighting relationships, or where you can't stand one another, or
Oh, yeah.
that kind of a thing. And I
Yeah.
think that's important too. It's not just having a man to be in bed with, but it's having a companion and someone that you care for, and he equally cares for you the
Yeah.
same way. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what's important.
But you've been single for 30 years, and I asked you this a while ago. Was it hard being with someone now because you're so used to being single and having your own space? Now that you have somebody, it's a big difference.
Oh, there is a tremendous difference. I
Yeah.
mean,
all of a sudden you have a partner.
No,
and then how about your lifestyle, right? So it changed your lifestyle.
Oh, it changes completely, because
Yeah.
you have to think of the other person. We're in bed watching television. He comes in, shuts it off, and I go, "Oh, wait a minute! Oh, are you
Wait,
joking?"
no, yeah. Yeah. And so you kind of, do you tell him that, hey, I kind of need my space. I want to.
Oh, yes. Well, I go down to the
'Cause
pool.
I'm sure he's the same thing, right?
Well, yes, he likes to starve me. I mean, not really. Not really, but he wants me to be, on a diet and eating well, and I do have my martini at night, and then I go down to the pool twice a day,
Aw.
and our apartment is overlooking the pool and the ocean.
Wow.
And so I have to exercise because he watches me.
Oh, so you're obliged to exercise to work
And I see sometimes he has the binoculars. I'm like, oh hell! So he's got the binoculars, so I'm panting. No, it's a lot of fun. One good thing I tell you, it was wonderful. That's something really fantastic, is that we can laugh together,
Oh,
and
that's
that
so
really is fun.
I have a question here, but I want to ask you this first. Mama Jean, having 30 years passed between loves, what's the biggest lesson that you have learned that you don't think you would have learned otherwise?
Oh my!
Yeah.
Biggest lesson in what?
In the whole in your
In my-
life,
in my life?
having having being married, and then all of a sudden being single and now finding life again? Like in between those,
Well-
what lesson have you learned? Especially with your kids and
Well, I think I have two wonderful children that have kept my life really in a merry-go-round.
yeah,
And so that was my whole life, was really my
Yeah.
children, and I
Yeah.
didn't really want to remarry at that point because I didn't want a man telling my children what to do.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
so
which
true.
is very hard. And no one really came along that I would want to go out with. So I just kept saying, if it's meant to be, it will be.
Meant
And
to
this is the way I felt.
yeah.
And it is.
I know. Look at her. Well, because of all of, I invited you here because I'm really excited with the life that you had. This whole love again, finding love again. So, what advice can you give all the women, for women who out there who lost their husbands at an early age, or 50 or 60, and what advice can you give them?
Well, I think that you should find someone. When I look back on the 30 years of being lonely and being unhappy, I think you should not say no.
Yes.
You have to go out and meet people, and mostly I think that it's by introduction.
Yes.
I think that if your friends know that you are looking for someone, don't keep it a secret. A lot of women they shy away, like, oh, I don't want a man, I don't need a man, but down deep inside they do, and you have to kind of confide in your friends and say
Yeah.
if there's someone, and then naturally if a wife dies of a friend, get the casserole when he comes home from the funeral.
or now that you've mentioned that you met him, or you've reconciled as a friend, through, it's not, is it Facebook or no? It's just
No.
like because you continued being
Yeah.
communicated,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
So I feel like for women like maybe the age of 50 or 60, 70, I think the right way to find someone again, if you had like crushes or like, back then,
Look them up.
look them up and see if their spouses passed away. I mean, maybe this is the right time to
Yes.
reconcile and be together. At least you're comfortable with the person.
Oh, exactly. And
Already, I think
yes.
that's what it is.
Oh, that
right?
was the
Yeah.
most important thing, and
Yeah.
that's what he kept saying to me. He said, we know one another.
Yeah.
We've exchanged a lot of wonderful times with our families
Yeah.
together, and that's what really kind of got us close together. But don't stop at that. I think that even if you meet someone, get to know them.
Yes, of course.
And
it took you a while before you really entertained him, right? It took you
Yes.
how many months or years? Weeks? No, I think it was because I remember you were telling me, oh my God, my mom has a new boyfriend. But you weren't like open.
Oh,
on
no.
meeting him. You were scared. I remember.
oh
right?
yes, well I kept
She
thinking.
called you for advice.
Yeah, she called me for advice.
And actually, on my phone, I have from Jessica. If you need me, call me. Don't be scared. And I was visualizing. Okay, Jessica. Now I'm in bed naked.
I know, and give it a try. Ooh, now you get naked,
Yeah,
Regina.
and don't be ashamed of your scars, and don't
Yeah.
be ashamed of your body, because when you're lying flat, everything is flat.
I love that.
And
I love that.
And him too. No, seriously,
Yeah.
that's a lot of women are afraid. Some women have had breast cancer and so forth. Don't be afraid of that.
Yeah.
If he loves you, he's going to love you with your scars.
Yes, that's true.
And
he's
you're going to
gonna
love
you
him
no
with his
matter what.
inadequacy and your
Yeah.
stretch marks.
And stretch
I don't
marks
have
and
stretch marks.
I have stretch marks. But my husband loves me anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's
He
what's-
can rub his face. I love it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I hope
So
my
what
friends
do
don't
you
see this.
Well, you have to promote this, Mama Gina. So what,
I do,
So
I
what
do.
do you think? What do you think is the ending of this? Do you think there will be a wedding, or do you think there will be a big celebration, or
Well,
you
this
know,
is like we're
what-
taking
do you
baby
have any
steps.
what do you call that?
Expectations?
Expectation from
Well, I would
both?
just like to continue this relationship and
Yeah.
see where it goes. I don't know if I'd want to be. I don't even think about marriage because I don't know if I'm ready for that little
Yeah.
episode. Although I would like to wear a nice gown.
I know, right? I would love. Oh, I think you should do it. I would love.
Will you be my maid of honor?
I will throw you a big a shower for you.
With nightgowns.
There it goes. No, I think wouldn't it be nice for you to walk down the aisle again? You know,
I don't know. It's a big life change. You know, the way we have it now is wonderful. I love being with him, and it's lots of fun.
Yeah.
And now I go away for a month, and I'll be
Yeah.
back, and I'll be back for 2 weeks because he wants me back for 2 weeks because I have my daughter's getting married, so I have a
Yeah.
whole. So and then he says, "Well, what are we going to do New Year's?" And
Yeah.
I said, "Well, we're going to be sipping champagne, naked in bed."
Oh my God!
Jealous friends.
Huh?
Jealous friends. What do
Jealous?
you tell your jealous friends?
Oh yeah, yeah. So okay, how about your friends that you used to hang out when you were single, and then all of a sudden now you're like spending time with this guy?
Well, they wish they were doing it. Although I do have a friend that has 2 boyfriends.
What?
Yes.
No.
She has 2, and
How
she's in
old
her
is she?
80s. And the men are both in their 80s, and they live in the same town. And she has to kind of, have one come one time and another one
What?
another time. And then she says, "Oh, well, we don't sleep together. No, we just cuddle." So I said, "Well, why not? I mean, what do you have to lose? Your virginity?"
That is
What did Grandma say?
amazing.
My mother would say, "Use it," because there's no meter on it.
I would love it. Use it because there's no meter on it. But make sure it smells good.
Oh, that's what I'm waiting for you. Hurry up. Get that.
It's gonna get out there.
I don't have a problem with that. Although, let me tell you what you have to do.
What?
Every night you have to take a shower before you go to bed.
Yeah.
1 or 2 showers is not enough.
No.
And you have to do that. I mean,
You
you never know when he's going to attack you.
Exactly. No, and I advise actually women. So like how sometimes they shower before they have sex. I actually advise shower after sex as well.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Or you have to get those wipes.
Or wife.
Yeah,
Your
my
wipes.
wipes. You have to get
You
my
know, because
wipes.
sometimes
Yeah.
you're too tired to shower after
Yeah.
sex.
I don't know. I can't. I still have to it's weird. I have to weird.
No,
Yeah,
it's not weird.
I
No,
still
but
have to
bidet
shower.
is very good for that.
Oh yeah,
too.
that's also good.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll don't worry. When my wipes are out, I'm gonna have to make sure that you don't have to shower and that will clean enough. Okay, so Mama Gina, thank you so much. But before that, I'm gonna have my advice first. So my advice, this is like I had so much fun, Mama Gina, and every woman, you guys, you ladies, you have a chance. Don't say no. So having someone to love or having someone to love you can be one of the best feeling. So why not give yourself the best opportunity to find that? Do not ever say, "I do not need a man," because you'll never know what the future holds for you. Just like Mama Gina, would you think after 30 years of being single, she would find love again? And if you're interested in learning more about, love and finding love, date like a girl, marry like a woman. And for my tip for today, never say never. Do not lose hope on love. God gave us all our individual partner in life. Continue being in love with love. I'm in love with love. I don't know why.
Well, I'd
It's
be in
such a
love with
great
your husband
feeling.
too.
He's sweet. He's sweet. I love my husband.
And I love my.
It's so nice to be surrounded with love. So don't say no, you don't need someone. Because I think we all need.
That's true. Don't
Yeah.
put the negativity out.
Yes, be positive and think, I'm going to get my groove back. I'm going to get that person in my life. It doesn't matter who, but you're going to get a partner. Again, because each one of us we all have that person in our lives. So thank you so much.
Thank you. This was fun. We have to do it again.
Oh, she has her own show, by the way.
We're going to do an update.
Oh, yes, we're going to do an update. And I'm going to let you know if she's going to walk down the aisle.
Cheers.
And don't forget to give love to the first person that you see after watching the show. Let's give love to one another.
You're listening to Polished Woman, only on LA Talk Radio.
That was so fun. I'm so glad we didn't call that girl. We didn't need her.